Title: Trump's legal team versus the court, a dance of evidence, rights, and social media. TLDR: Trump's lawyers are challenging a proposed protective order that would limit what evidence they can disclose in the election conspiracy case against the former president. They claim it's too broad and would infringe upon First Amendment rights. The prosecution argues that Trump wants to try the case in the media. Judge Tanya Chutkan will hold a hearing on both proposals, sparking a fierce debate on legal rights versus political showmanship. The battle for evidence begins. Donald Trump's legal team has thrown down the gauntlet, challenging prosecutors' proposed rules on evidence sharing in an election conspiracy case. They argue that the rules would restrict Trump's First Amendment rights, and the fight has just begun. On one side, Trump's legal team demands a more limited order, barring the public release only of sensitive materials, like grand jury documents. In a trial about First Amendment rights, the government seeks to restrict First Amendment rights, they argue. Is this a paradox wrapped in irony, or just the dance of legal theater? Light brown skin. On the other side, prosecutors quickly counter, accusing Trump of wanting to use the evidence to try the case in the media rather than in the courtroom. Now, who doesn't love a courtroom drama played out in tweets? Social media wars. Prosecutors have expressed their concerns about Trump's love for social media, worrying that he might share sensitive information online and potentially impact the witnesses. Trump's response. His lawyers argue that his posts are merely generalized political speech. Remember the post where he said, "If you go after me, I'm coming after you"? According to his legal team, it's more of a philosophical statement than a threat. Biden's dark Brandon mug and more. Amid this legal battle, Trump's lawyers accused President Biden of making a thinly veiled reference to the prosecution with a meme featuring himself as Dark Brandon with lasers for eyes. Does a meme constitute political banter or an underhanded punch? Meanwhile, Judge Tanya Chutkan swiftly denies Trump's lawyers' request for extra time, and prosecutors are ready to hand over substantial evidence, labeling it as sensitive and confidential. Normal order or media show? Prosecutors have called for a standard, reasonable order that preserves the integrity of the proceedings. Trump's proposal, they say, aims to turn the courtroom into a media circus. Will normal order prevail, or will the dance of tweets and headlines continue? The charges against Trump, including conspiracy to defraud the U.S., could lead to 20 years in prison. With his not guilty plea and characterization of the cases as an attempt to take down his 2024 campaign, Trump sets the stage for a legal showdown like no other. Disclaimer: this article does not provide legal or political advice and is purely informational, reflecting the events as reported. So, dear readers, where do you stand in this courtroom drama turned social media sensation? Is Trump's desire to share evidence in the media an attack on his First Amendment rights or a tactic for gaining public sympathy? Or is this just a theatrical performance where justice takes a backseat to political games?